Make sure we're up and running. A little bit of a refresh here. There it is. Okay, I think we're live. All right. We got 2 people watching. That's good.
that doesn't count you and me, does it?
No, it doesn't. So there's 2 people.
All right,
now
cool.
there's only 1 watching. That's no good. Well, we'll get started and hopefully. Oh, now there's 2 again. All right, we'll get started and hopefully the audience will pick up as we go along. So let's move into the questions. I don't know how long we've been following each other. You've been. It's got to be at least 6 months or so, right?
Yeah, definitely. I want to say I stumbled onto you at least 6 months ago, watching some of your rants you do on the movies, just hilarious. And I was like, all right, yeah, no, yeah, the best. I tell everybody about him. I was like, this guy he just says crazy stuff about a movie, and it's just hilarious.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So why don't you introduce yourself and let's let everybody know who you are.
What's up? My name is Everett Anthony. I do a little podcast called Ill House Comedy Podcast. I've been doing it maybe like a year now. Just started picking up a little bit over the last like 3 months. Just trying to grow my podcast. Eventually hope I can get some sponsors on there.
What's your podcast about?
It's pure comedy. I pretty much come up with all my own topics. Like I started using some of the stuff that was online, but I felt like I come up with enough creative, weird stuff to come up with topics. And then, I usually have a couple guests on there and I just throw out the weirdest topics. And normally like my people are like, where do you even think of this stuff? And it's like, I don't have to think hard. It's actually just crazy stuff pops into my head all day long.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's kind of how most of my Twitter experience started out. So that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. And where are you from?
I live in Bradenton, Florida right now. Originally was from New York, moved down to Florida when I was about 10, and I've been in Bradenton probably at least like 20 years now.
Okay, why'd you leave New York?
Parents got a job out here,
okay.
Moved us out here. Yeah, I didn't really have that much of a choice. I love that you're from Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
Yeah. I'm so glad I was born in New York just to say I'm from New York, but I don't want to live there anymore. It's like I don't even want to go back and visit anymore. My brother's constantly trying me to go back. I'm like, I don't.
Were you like New York City? Or were you like upstate?
Rockaway, Queens.
Oh God.
Yeah.
A great thing.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I mean, it was cool though. I mean, I loved it when I was there. It was good times.
But yeah, I mean, Queens is not, I mean, I'm sure now it's not bad, but I remember hearing stories about it. My aunt used to live in that area. I remember hearing stories growing up that it wasn't necessarily like the friendliest place in the world.
I don't know about
anywhere is the friendliest place in the world, but
well, every city's got their bad area, but I mean, when you said I'm sure it's not bad now, I completely disagree. I would imagine it's way worse. I mean,
oh, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see most areas don't normally get that much better, especially where I was at. It was a little rough, but I mean,
well, Boston's gotten better. So Boston's had some rough neighborhoods. We had an area near the theater district called the Combat Zone, and there was a lot of problems there during the crack epidemic that struck in the 80s. And then Dorchester wasn't a great place for a long time. It's gotten much better. South Boston was the same way. It wasn't a great place. It's gotten a lot better. So it ebbs and flows. Some places get a lot better, and some places start to go downhill. The city I grew up in was Quincy, so I was just outside of Boston, and Quincy's actually gotten a bit worse after I left it. It's not so great now. I would not go back and live there for all the money in the world.
You want to hear something funny? When you told me to shoot you an email earlier, I was about to shoot you my one email, and I was like, oh, he's from Massachusetts. Maybe I shouldn't, because my email is the number 4 Jets. I was like,
you're a Jets fan?
That's why I didn't send it to you. I was like, I don't want to start off on the wrong foot. I'll wait till the podcast. Then it's too late. He can't kick me off.
You have so many football teams, and you pick the Jets.
Well, yeah. I mean, we suck. I mean, I'm cool with it.
At least you
But
admit it. At least you
yeah,
admit
man,
it.
we
I can't get my uncle to admit it at all.
yeah, dude. The last time we were good, Sanchez was our quarterback, and he sucks.
Oh, Sanchez, that guy. I remember the butt fumble. That was my favorite play. I was at that game. It was my favorite Mark Sanchez moment.
The thing about Mark, though, if he had actually time to throw the ball, he did all right. But we never had offensive line; we only had defense. So it was
Because
like
we've always had terrible coaches.
that is true. Yeah, I
All right,
mean,
let's get off football. We're boring the strengths.
definitely.
Stops following due to Jets content. All right, listen up. All of you who are in the comments section, I've got you on another computer. That's why I'm pointing over here. I don't have like an audience.
Yeah,
So all of you in the content section, start throwing some questions in because we're going to get to your questions in the last portion of this. Here we go. Do you have any hidden talents? What are your hidden talents? It's got to be something.
Do you consider being like a pretty damn good asshole a talent or no?
Lack of shame could be a talent. Yeah.
I got no dude. I got no shame. Like I can strip down and do this I can do this in my underwear right now if you want me to.
I would rather you didn't.
Right.
Not because I don't love you. Just because it does nothing for me to see you without your clothes on. But that brings up a good point. Your followers are vicious people.
All right. So if I did, let's go back. If I did have a talent, I would say it's my sense of humor.
Okay.
I'm usually the person in a room that will say the craziest stuff that I just love making people laugh. I come across as an asshole a lot of the times because of the stuff I say. If you know me in real life, if you talk to me in real life, I'm definitely like all my friends will vouch for me. All my friends that's been around for 20 years will vouch for me that I'm a really good person. But when it comes to my comedy, I come across as a complete asshole. But I'm trying to make you laugh, even though I'm saying the worst thing about your mother. I'm still trying to make you laugh. And
Okay.
if you don't laugh, I blame you because you don't have a sense of humor.
Okay. I mean that's part of it, but I think there's also times where you have to realize that like your audience might laugh at you, but that joke that you're doing is not hitting.
Oh, so they're laughing at me instead of with me.
Or maybe they're not laughing at all. Maybe they're just like, I don't,
They're uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable laugh.
I've always found that I mean, there's audiences that just aren't going to find me funny. There's whole sections of Twitter dedicated to not finding me funny. But what I found kind of effective is that I sort of appreciate all different kinds of comedy. Where Maynard and I especially have started to move into some more physical stuff, not like slapstick prop comedy, but just like starting to realize that there's more room out there. You don't have to stay in one. What's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to stay in one lane. You can spread out and do a bunch of different kinds of things. Like we started out as a podcast, and that was it. This YouTube thing that I'm doing now, all the videos I did on Twitter, that started out as it was just something I did for fun. And then people were like, "This is funny, keep doing it." I could have just stuck with my podcast and had a small audience, but I've been lucky to have people who kind of find me funny, and I've been just trying different things. I guess trying to reach different audiences, not because I'm looking to so much grow my name. But I'm a lot like you. I like to make people laugh. I think it's it's the best feeling in the world when you make somebody laugh who's had a bad day. So that's why I said, maybe the joke isn't hitting. Maybe you just gotta try a different joke.
I don't know if this makes sense to you. Like, I really feel like I'm super funny. I'm a funny person, even though everyone shits on me and says I'm not. But
I think that's part of why you're funny, though. You're like Charlie Brown. Your followers just beat the shit out of you.
Hey, the people that hate me on Twitter, to me, are like my biggest fans. Like, they just come back to shit on me. I love it. I soak it all in because I don't take offense to anything. I don't take offense for words. Like, if you call me something, it's just words. It's just noises coming out. I don't get mad over stuff like that. I love it. I embrace it. It gives me energy when you talk crap to me. And I try not to even really talk too much crap back. I just kind of, try to show them some love. But I enjoy it, though. I enjoy it if you come at me and talk shit.
Well, it's a good way to approach it because, when I don't want to say I'm thin-skinned, but people talk shit about me. it hits me for a second. I'm like, fuck, that sucked. What's wrong with you? Why don't you think that? But then I'm like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I don't know what your day's like. Maybe you're just having a rough day. So yeah, no, that's good. That's a good skill to have. I think you should continue to embrace that because I think your followers are not going to let up on you.
Tell me if you understand this. Like, I feel like I'm really funny, but I don't always laugh I can see, like, if you say something funny, I don't necessarily laugh out loud, even though I know it's funny. It doesn't process.
I'm really hard to make laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Like people might say something funny. Their comedy specials, some of my favorite comedians like George Carlin or Sam Kinison or
Theo Vaughn.
Segura or
Yeah.
even Bert Kreischer.
Definitely.
I watch them and they're funny to me, but a lot of the times, like for me, it's internal. Like I think they're funny and I think they're really smart, but it doesn't make me laugh out loud. But if I'm in a room with other people and they're laughing at it, it gets contagious, and then I start laughing. It's the shit that I still found funny. It's just I've watched it once before and it did make me laugh, but then I watched it with a new person, and for some reason, it made me laugh.
Dude, that's what I was going with this. You just took the words out of my mouth. That's when I laugh the hardest, is when people laugh. And this is what I think I'm doing. I just process this myself. I think I try to make people laugh because when they laugh, then I get the laugh. So
Yeah.
I'm selfish. I'm doing it for myself. I'm not really trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to make myself laugh.
I think that could be part of it. That might be why, like, I never laugh at my videos. It's not because I don't find it funny. It's just because, one, I don't always know what I'm going to say. So when it comes out, I'm like, oh,
definitely.
Shit. And two, you know, I don't really find myself funny, but it's funny when other people find, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it. All right, let's see what's in the comments. Hang on. Let's see what's going on. Because now we got 20 people watching. Holy fucking shit.
And they're all talking shit about me.
I remember when Sarge was a 5K account. I do too, and I apologize for being a reply guy. Fuels the hate fire? Okay. I don't know what that means. Susan had a good question. What did Susan ask? Oh. Do you think there are any topics that can never be joked about? So this is a tough question before you answer. I know you. I'm going to say yes. I have red lines that I do not cross, and I've gotten more red lines as I've gotten older. Not because I think I'm getting stodgier. I think it's just my empathy sort of kicked in as I've gotten older, and I've realized that things that might have been funny a long time ago probably weren't funny to the people who were laughing, and a lot of the times they were probably laughing because they were uncomfortable. So my answer to Susan is yes. What do you think?
I'm going to say yes because I actually do it. Like, during my podcast, I don't edit any of it, but I do have a pause button. And every once in a while, my co-host guy, I can already see where he's going with something. He's about to say something, and I'll hit pause, and I'll be like, dude, were you really about to say that?
Yeah,
and,
okay.
But here's my thing, though. I do it because I know how people feel. Honestly, in my heart, I think you can make fun of anything. I'm talking about anything. If you're trying to be funny, if you have a sense, like, I can make fun of my dad dying the next day. As long as you're trying to be funny, I don't, but I do realize people look at everything different. I do understand. That's why I do hit pause when I do. But I honestly, for me, anything, nothing's off limits. I can make fun of anything, just trying to make you laugh. I'm not trying to be,
careful, though, like you understand that other people.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm going to back off. Because, I mean, when I was in the military, gallows humor is a very real thing. And when shit was ugly for us, not even that was that bad, but, we had a mission that was coming up that might have been a little bit more concerning than others. We joked about stuff that probably wouldn't be found funny by other people.
Definitely. And, you're taking your mind off of things.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do it. I mean, I remember being at, I think it was my grandfather's funeral. Of course we were sad. We were all broken up. That didn't stop my family from being my family and having those moments of levity here and there, If I go to a funeral of somebody I don't know, I'm not going to make any jokes. But
exactly,
my family, like, we know what we can joke about, what we can't. So, I think that's good. I think everybody needs to have a red line because, I get it. You can joke about it, but part of the whole thing of making people laugh is that you got to make sure that you're telling jokes that are gonna make them laugh, not just make you laugh. You know what I mean?
You got to know where your audience is. Who's in the audience? Definitely.
Exactly. All right, let's go to the next question. We're not going to do an audience one. I'm going to do one of mine. I have a question. How do you feel about emotional support stuffed animals? Hannah, we've already discussed this. Your bat is as far as I'm concerned, should be recognized by all authorities as an emotional stuffed animal. She has a nice bat, and he's a wonderful bat. All right, well, let's get to the Sarge Meets the Internet questions.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I had an emotional teddy bear, I would fuck the hell out of that thing.
Would you put like a fleshlight inside it? Oh, you just going for the stuff and raw?
I did not think about that. That is a damn good idea. Like, put a fleshlight inside of there. Because
I think they already make something like that.
Well, I wasn't thinking about it. If I just started banging a teddy bear and I'm finishing inside there, it's gonna get pretty messy. But the fleshlight will catch all that. So that actually is a pretty damn good idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. When I get home, not that I have a teddy bear, but you know.
I think you might be the most disturbed individual I've ever met.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have a strange feeling you're just as disturbed as I am, but you know, you don't want your audience to see it.
Oh yeah, naturally. My audience already knows. They've seen Maynard's Roundtable. They know what happens.
Definitely.
They know how the sausage is made, unfortunately. All right. So, okay, what is your weirdest social media interaction?
I would say any interaction I have with my followers that are in Texas, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, the Texas followers, they made a lot of comments, actually.
They're super aggressive. Here's one of the interactions that I had, like a lot of. I never had so many guys hit on me as I do in Texas. Like, it's nonstop guys telling me that they're gonna bang me, and I don't know if they're joking or not, but I take it as a compliment. I'm not offended by it.
I mean, I take it as a compliment too. I was recently inducted into the Gay Mafia. I'm an honorary member, naturally, because
wait. What's the Gay Mafia?
It's a hashtag, and the Gay Mafia periodically.
Can you tag me in one of those?
I don't think I can do it because I'm not actually gay. I think only gay guys can elect honorary members to the Gay Mafia.
This is going to sound weird.
I'll find out.
This is going to sound weird, but if I have to get gay just for one night, just so I can use that hashtag, I would take one for the team.
Okay, I mean it's kind of a win-win when you think about it. Somebody's going to have an orgasm, right? Or they're going to laugh. Either way, you win.
Hey, it's for the hashtag. I'm trying to work here.
No, so I posted something. I posted a picture, and I got a Gay Mafia approved from one of my followers, and it was the most flattering. Gay men have impeccable taste. It was the most flattering thing in the world. So hold on. If anybody in the comments can get him a Gay Mafia,
please hashtag me.
Oh my God! Somebody just asked, would you be a top or a bottom?
Depends how big the person is, because I'm only 150 pounds, so.
You don't want to get crushed?
Yeah, I mean, I would try.
Not a crush fetish. All right. I'm not comfortable deciding whether I'd be a top or a bottom.
Well, I mean,
I think I would have to let the moment decide.
Here's my question: if on two guys, top and bottom, who's actually inserted? Does it matter?
So the bottom is the receiver. The bottom is the receiver, and the top is the. And then there's different variations, from what I understand. There's a.
Can you not receive if you're on top? I think you can receive when you're on top. It's just like a girl riding you.
I think the term top or bottom more refers to the taker versus the takee.
I think we should change that right now.
I
want to get on bottom, and I want to give it, and I want to say that I'm on top now because I'm inside the person.
Yeah, that's how it works. If you're, I can't believe we're describing this to people on the live stream, but why not? If you're going,
and we haven't even done this before.
Bottom. That's my understanding. If somebody in the audience can help me out here, subjective. Okay, I'll bottom for you. Got more cushion for the pushing. All right.
I like that guy.
If I'm ever in a place where I'm questioning myself, I'll get in touch. But at the moment, I think I still like ladies.
Definitely, 100%. But I say if for some reason both of us decide we want to experiment, we should probably do it on your live stream for the audience to watch. No?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
I mean, they gotta pay for it. They gotta like throw some
Oh,
money
yeah.
on Patreon.
Cash App us.
/Sarge the Destroyer. Hit me up. Wait, no, I don't. No, I don't want to have sex with you. No offense. I'm sure you're a beautiful man, but you're a little too penisy for my tastes.
What is that? Penisy? What is that? Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, wait, don't you call me a dick for a second?
You have a penis, and I don't want it in me.
Definitely.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on your board. Right. I'm penisy too.
Let's move on from this terrible line of questioning.
I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie.
What's the worst place to go on a first date?
Worst place to go? Oh man, see, I've been in a lot of relationships. I've been in 3 long relationships, 2 6 years and a 12 years. So I haven't been on a lot of dates.
Damn. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm single now, though, ladies. Ladies, I'm single.
24 years of your life were locked up into 3 relationships.
Okay, so I started dating when I was 16. I know a little late, if anybody. You know, the millennials are watching, they're like 16. I was dating when I was like 12. But I started when I was 16, and I've pretty much been in relationships for the last, like you said, 24 years. I was out maybe 6 months, and now I've been out like maybe another 6 months. That's the longest been in relationships. I like relationships. I like to be with one person, be comfortable, get to know. I'm doing this dating thing, and it's horrible getting to know new people after new.
Okay.
It's frustrating. It's draining. You know what? I thought about getting like a thing printed out with all my information, all my background, all the stuff that you ask during dates.
You don't have to. You don't have to do that now. It's called Tinder. It's an app.
Well, yeah, but you can't
all that information on there.
Yeah, but most of the time, no one has any information on it. It's just like swipe right, swipe right. I got to the point now that I don't even look. I just go like this, and I just swipe right, and then when they come back at me, I just weed them out after that.
I think that's kind of cruel. You're like, hey, I think you're really interesting, and then a bog monster's in there, and he's like, oh man, I thought he was in interspecies erotica.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like every once in a while, a dude pops up on there, and I'm wondering, did they hit the wrong button? Did they say they're looking for dudes, or is Tinder checking to see if you're just swiping right and then you hit a guy or not?
I think this is your chance to find out how you really feel about being a top or a bottom.
On Tinder?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I could set up a whole nother account and then go for guys and see if I can find me a top or a bottom.
Just put experimental accounts on there.
Oh, they got Grindr.
You're open to men, women, bog monsters, tree creatures, elves, gnomes, whatever you can get.
It's like an open door policy.
Yeah, just open your door to anyone.
Open back door policy.
For you, and then invite you in.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna open my door because it'll hurt less if I stretch it out. So I'll open the door up as far as I can.
How did we get back on this topic? Let's go to audience questions. Audience, what we got going on? Shotgun method. That sounds painful.
Maybe he's talking about a beer.
I'm trying to see questions, but then we.
I'm going to warn you right now, if there's a lot of Texas people in there, the gay questions are going to just keep coming in.
No, I think we're pretty good. What's the difference? Okay, for you, this is a good question. What's the difference between offensive comedy and something that's just offensive?
I got a prime example. I got a group of friends. There's like 7 of us. For 20 years we've been friends. A couple of them moved out of state. My one buddy came back in town. Last night we're just ripping. That's when our friends get together. We rip each other like you would swear we're enemies. We're not friends. That's how hard we go.
Okay.
Usually when I'm ripping you, though, I'm being really nasty to you, but you're still gonna laugh because it's funny. My one buddy, I don't know if he was drunk or not, but he was going at my other buddy, and he was going hard, but it was nothing funny. He was just being a complete asshole dick to the guy. Now, I'm laughing because he wasn't coming at me. He was coming at someone else. But I told my buddy afterwards, I go, did you find anything funny what he was saying? Or was he just being a complete asshole and that's why it was fucking funny?
Wow. That's
And well, here's the thing too. There's also people that, you know, you're trying to be an asshole to be funny. He was actually just trying to be funny, but he was just
like he just wasn't good at it, so it was just offensive.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he was just making everybody feel uncomfortable. I was laughing though. I was loving it. I didn't have to be an asshole.
Okay. I laugh when I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But that's about it. All right. So here's another good question. What's been your most awkward or uncomfortable fan interaction, either online or in real life? Well, I don't have fans yet. Maybe one day.
I'm pretty sure you got fans.
Maybe.
You're being humble right now. That's cool. I like you being humble.
They're followers. Because it's a mutual thing. I follow them back.
Definitely.
I was at a concert last night, and this wasn't awkward. It was just kind of funny. So
what concert was it?
I went to go see Static X, Devil Driver, and Wednesday 13, Dope, and I can't remember the other band. So anyway, I'm in line at the bathroom, and I'm wearing my Slayer shirt from the concert that I went to about a month ago with my daughter. And this guy is like, "Oh, did you see them play at Xfinity?" And I was like, "Yeah, I saw them. I saw them on their last show of the tour." And he's like, "Oh, that's so cool." He's like, "Yeah, you know, I had to leave early because my daughter was with me." And this other guy goes, "Sarge, is that you?" And I was like, "We're in the line for the bathroom, so this is going to go one of two ways."
We're going back to the top and bottom thing.
He turned out to be somebody that I had talked to about the show, and I had completely forgotten that I had talked to him. He was coming to the show anyway, and he's like, "Hey, we should meet up for a beer." So he came to the show. He drove all the way from New York to be there. And he was by himself, so he wound up coming. He actually got to hang out with me and Maynard unmasked, but he will not tell anyone what Maynard looks like because Dave, you know what'll happen if you do that. Maynard will find you. But no, it wasn't. It was awkward for a second, just because like I still don't know how to explain that people might know me from somewhere else. So when I was waiting in line, and he said that, the other guy in the line that I was talking to was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm popular on Twitter. So, like, you know what I mean? So it was awkward in that way, but it wasn't, like, awkward because it wasn't a bad experience. It was, you know, everybody that I've met from Twitter so far has been awesome.
You should have just pulled your phone out, popped up your Twitter profile, just showed the dude, be like, look, right there.
That would be such a dick move. All right, what other questions we got? All right, let me scroll all the way down. Tell Sarge why you made that video about "This is why I'm hot." Sounds like there's a story here.
All right, so I work out a lot. The gym I belong to has free tanning bed, which I've never used. So one day I'm like, you know what? Why not tan? Because when you're darker, you look bigger than you are.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I've never had melanoma. Let's do it.
So I go to the girl. I'm like, let me do the tanning bed. She's like, well, how long you want? I was like, max. She's like, well, it's 9 minutes. I'm like, oh, no problem. 9 minutes in that tanning bed. I was burnt. I'm not even joking. For 2 weeks, the tenderness did not go away. This shirt was basically what I look like.
Holy shit!
It was the worst one.
That woman who worked that tanning bed, she fucked you.
Well, I know. I think she asked me too. I think she's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "It's 9 minutes." I was like, "I can last 11 minutes in the bed. I can handle 9 minutes in a tanning bed." Okay. It was bad. It was so bad. So I ended up making a video. I don't know if you know the song "This Is Why I'm Hot."
No, I know that song. That actually came out when I was in basic training, and one of my drill sergeants used to sing it to us while we did push-ups because he was a son of a bitch.
I'd imagine all of them are, but
no. He in particular. Fuck you, drill sergeant Smoot.
Wait. Unless you're watching this right now, you're gonna subscribe and follow. Then he takes that back. He
can go ahead and unfollow me, and he can stick his follow directly inside his asshole. He was a subhuman piece of shit. All the other drill sergeants were amazing, but he is every class that goes through basic training has this one guy, and this guy was mine. Fucking scummy little turd. All right. So no, this is why I'm hot. I remember the song. So what happened with the video?
Well, I was sitting there one day. I was like, I need to make a video. What can I do? I was like, I got it. So I set my camera up. I put the video. I had the song going, and I'm dancing in my bathroom, and I got my shirt off, and I'm singing a song, and it's like I'm trying to dance. Basically, I'm trying to be cool and dance. I finally turned the song off, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know if you guys see why I'm so hot, and then I'm like, and I start pointing to my chest. I'm like, I'm fucking hot. Like, I'm not talking about my body. I'm on fucking fire here, people. Like, look at me. I actually got a lot of views on that one. I got like 2,000 views on that. People actually like that one.
You have absolutely no shame. That's excellent. All right, so we got time for one more question. So I'm going to give it a minute because it takes 1 minute for the feed to go through there. So we're going to do bonus round. We're going to do bonus round while we're waiting for them.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah, do it.
So I tweeted this out a little bit ago. I was going downtown to meet some friends a little bit ago at a couple of bars. My friends, they parked already, so I'm trying to meet up with them. I thought they were one bar that we normally go to. About to walk in. Now, downtown Bradenton's a really dog-friendly place. So there was a couple sitting outside the bar, and they had a dog on the floor, which I wasn't paying that much attention to. I go to walk in the front door. I think I stepped on the dog's tail because I looked back to see what I stepped on. As I'm looking back, I see this dog getting up, and the dog bites the shit out of me. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Fuck.
Like it is grabbed the whole of my ass, and I'm thinking, great, what the hell?
I retweeted the tweet. If you go through my retweets, you'll see it. Yeah, you were bleeding. You look pretty rough.
Yeah. I got a hole in my shirt and everything.
That dog fucking owned you.
Everything in my shirt. I love the dog. Well, my buddies wasn't there, so I found him. I got to go back to that bar and get a picture of that fucking dog because that was awesome. That's a great story to tell the rest of the night. You know what? Honestly, I think
I hope you know that the dog made you its bottom. I just want you to know that.
I think the owners too were worried when I was walking back because they were looking at me like, "Oh crap, he's gonna want our information. He's gonna want to sue us." And I was like, "I know, I just want a picture. I'm fine."
I'd be like, "God damn it, we're fucked. Great, get the checkbook."
Well, I thought they would have left. Me personally, if my dog bit somebody, I'm getting the hell out of there. Like, as soon as that guy walks away, they were just, they were drunk though. I think pretty sure because they didn't even check on me when I got bit.
All right. All right. So the last question is kind of a weird one. Are you a Cowboys fan? This one was directed to me.
Oh, okay.
No.
Is it directed to you or me?
I think we could both answer it. I'm not a Cowboys fan. Are you a Cowboys fan?
Well, I'm just curious who asked that. I wonder. It wasn't a girl that asked that, was it?
It's Sarah Cruz.
All right, I'm definitely not a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
I'm a Jets fan. I don't really want to talk about it because the Jets suck. But
this is an interesting question though. Is there another football team that you would root for, like that you don't mind besides the Jets?
All right, so this is going to sound terrible, especially the background behind this. I'm a Jets fan, but I moved out of New York long enough that I didn't get that. If you're a Jets fan, you got to hate the Giants. If you're a Yankees fan, you got to hate the Mets. I didn't get that part of it because I moved out fast enough. So I'm a Jets fan, but I also I don't mind the Giants.
Honestly, if Boston had,
to me, it's like
I feel like if Boston had another sports team, yeah,
two teams you root for, right?
I root for my home teams.
I don't get it. That's what I do, and everyone says I'm just a bandwagon. I'm just like, no, they're New York teams. I'm from New York. I'm rooting for New York teams.
That would make total sense to me. I was actually don't be mad. I was actually disappointed when I heard in the '90s that the Hartford Whalers were moving away. Because I was like, they could be. It was 1991. I was like, that's the other team I could root for when the Bruins.
That was a football team?
No. Oh. I'm just saying sports in general. Okay. The Hartford Whalers were they're a hockey team. Now that the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I have Hartford Whalers gear, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I don't get it. Like, you can like another team, and so in football, for instance, I'm a Pats fan first. because I grew up here and I watched the Pats when they were shitty. So now I revel in the fact that they're good. But I'm also a Houston Texans fan. I started being a Houston Texans fan because of Romeo Crennel. But now I really like the team. Because I've always liked Romeo Crennel. I actually I knew his daughter. I used to work with her. But yeah, I think you could be a fan of more than one team.
All right. So last year when the Cowboys, got into the playoffs, I was actually living in Texas at the time, and the Texas fan or Cowboys fans, they're crazy. Like they love their team in Texas. They're nuts.
Oh yeah, I got to meet some. They played the Cowboys played the Saints on a New Year's game. I was down in New Orleans when they played against the Saints, and the Cowboys fans were great. They were rowdy, but they were great. They were super gracious, very nice to us. They bought us drinks all night.
So we went to a game last year. But right when they got into the playoffs, I decided, everyone knows I'm a Jets fan. All my Twitter fans know I'm a Jets fan. So I decided I'm going to start changing all my stuff on Twitter to Cowboy stuff. I'm going to pretend like I'm a fan. And man, did I piss people off when I started doing it. And then when they lost, everybody blamed me because I started being a Cowboys fan. Like everybody on Twitter was like, there was one girl, I was at a party, she was lighting me up for like an hour, and she was like legit pissed that it was my fault the Cowboys got kicked out. I was like, I wish I had that much power. If I had that much power, I mean, the Jets would be in the fucking playoffs right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just have to be a fan of whatever team they were playing against.
Yeah, I need to start doing that. I got a question for you. Have you ever heard that Tom Brady doesn't use sunscreen? He just drinks a lot of water and he doesn't get sunburned because of that?
There's so many myths about Tom Brady out there. Some of them, I'm sure there's a little bit of truth to it. When I worked as a bouncer at a bar in Foxborough at the stadium. And sometimes Patriots players would come in and we had a private room that they could go and drink in and hang out and kind of be left alone. And I heard stories from guys, but a lot of it was just them picking on him. Just like you pick on any coworker, like nothing mean, but like, he had this special energy drink that only he could drink. But I forget who it was, but he used to take it and drink it all the time because Tom would never do anything about it. So, I mean, I've heard stories, but I actually have had the chance. I've met him twice. Nice. And he's a pretty normal guy. I mean, what I do know about him is that he takes winning and losing very seriously, and if he's lost,
definitely,
a lot of people avoid him for a couple of days because he's mad at himself, But I mean, I've met a lot of Patriots players, and I don't think I've met one that I didn't like. They've all been really nice, down to earth guys. Nice. But it's not like some important person that just happens to meet them. It's just the nature of New England. It's like Massachusetts. It's such a small area. All the players were living in Boston or Quincy or Foxborough in that area. So I just happened to run into them just in my daily life because they, there's only a couple of places you can go for certain things. So
yeah, definitely.
But they've always been really nice and gracious. Nobody's ever been a dick. Like I'm too cool to help you out or anything like that.
Nice.
The thing is though, like if you leave them alone, they're a lot nicer to you. They don't like it when you swarm. They hate that.
So let's bring this full circle, okay? You said you were a bouncer.
Yeah.
So if you're a bouncer, you're obviously bigger than me. So I would just imagine if we ever do this live experimental top bottom, you gotta be the top. You're the top because you're bigger than me. So I think we just squash that right here.
That's actually a funny thing that you bring up because every time, with the exception of last night, that I've met somebody in real life who knows me from my videos on Twitter, they always say you're taller than I thought you were.
I thought the same thing. I thought you might be a kind of short and stocky kind of person. How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Nice.
I want everybody who's listening to this right now, when we're done, go to your fridge. I'm about that tall, maybe a little taller.
Oh man, I'm like 5'4" maybe.
What? See, I thought you were taller.
No, I'm like 5'4", 150 pounds.
You know what it is? It's because I'm fat. That's what it is. People, because I'm so wide, people just assume I'm also short. Like I'm shaped like a fire hydrant.
I'm super skinny. That's why I was so surprised that dog tried to bite me. Like I don't got much meat on me. I don't know what he was going for.
You look like a Slim Jim. That was what it was.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So that's it. We're done. Thank you for watching. Please hit like, subscribe. Um, uh, E's stuff is in the description. So if you don't follow him on Twitter, go fucking find him and follow him. Share this video, hit the bell, comment, do all that stuff. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.
Peace.